This week, we're putting a little bit of, funk into your evening, a little bit of groove, a little bit of ghosts. Ooh. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's a little early for Halloween-y stuff, I know, but they're not really that spooky. In fact, I have with me Ghost Gypsy Caravan. Did I say that right?
You did.
You did.
Okay, well, I had to make sure because in my head, I was like, no, it's a Gypsy Caravan and the ghost comes last. No, the ghost comes first. How did you decide the ghost comes first?
It was just by random. I had thought of this story idea because I enjoy writing short stories or movie ideas, things like that. Just one day I had an idea for a scary story where it was a caravan full of gypsies that were ghosts, and I remember just saying it out loud, Ghost Gypsy Caravan. And I knew it ringed really well, and I just stored it away.
And the band was born.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over a conversation at our local bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Mike. I was just suggested, hey, he's telling me about that story one day, and I was like, that would be a great band name.
Yeah, I told him that name before, and I knew it was a good name. I knew it had a good ring to it. And then when we started the band, we were thinking of names, and he brought it up, and I was wanting to save it for something else.
There's always liquid refreshment that ends up somewhere. It works that way. Well, introduce yourself. Say who you are. We'll start from over here.
All right. Well, I'm Alex. I'm the bassist.
I'm Mike. I'm the drummer.
I'm Charlie South, the lead singer and rhythm and lead guitarist.
And none of you are actually ghosts, so that's a good thing.
Actual human beings. Yes.
I don't think I wanted to stay in the studio. We're going to find out more about Ghost Gypsy Caravan tonight as we sit down, listen to a couple of other songs, and find out what really inspired them to make the music that they're making. All of that's coming up on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. We're traveling tonight with the Ghost Gypsy Caravan on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. Well, actually, we're not traveling anywhere other than in the studio talking with them tonight. I have the members in with me. Go ahead and introduce yourselves again.
I'm Alex, the bass player.
Mike, drums.
Charlie, lead vocals and guitar.
He added like 3 things earlier, and all of a sudden he's like, I got to scale that down a little bit. I'm working too hard for the band. Now, are we missing any members?
No.
No, it's just the 3 of you. So you're a trio.
Yep,
power trio. I was waiting to see whether or not the power part was going to come in. We're the Duracell of bands. You guys have been together how long as a band?
Well, me and Charlie have been writing and doing a little bit of recording for probably over 2 years. Alex?
He came in the picture about 3 or 4 months after.
Yeah, after you guys started writing and stuff.
Probably just a shade under 2 years as a full band.
After a while, we just realized just a drummer and a guitar player wasn't going to be enough to get the thickness of the funk that we wanted, you know what I mean?
We got this guy.
Yeah.
Needed the groove.
And then they abducted me from Craigslist.
See, you brought the funk. Is that what I'm hearing?
Oh, yeah.
Of all the people that could have brought it, you brought it.
Oh, yeah.
Was that what you put in the ad when you're like, we're looking for somebody? We gotta.
Charlie put the ad out.
Yeah, it was pretty ridiculous. I just kind of put, looking for the funkiest bass player alive, and he
I
messaged me
said
back.
that, I may not be the funkiest alive, but the funkiest from Iowa.
Yeah.
And then
That was good enough.
Overall tone for your music, a little bit on the happy side.
Yeah, definitely feel good music.
More than a toe tapper. You actually get up and get moving around.
Yeah, that's the goal.
So after a couple of years together making music, did you guys start out saying that's what you wanted to make? You've only been a band for a couple of years, so I'm guessing you came from different backgrounds?
Yeah, we pretty much, that was our main goal when me and Mike first got together. It's like we've always kind of wanted to be in a funk band, but we never really met the right people to really make that sound happen.
Well, none of us had ever been in a funk band. We all come from bands that were on the heavier side.
Yeah.
And we all still like the heavy music, but when me and Charlie, we were just talking one day at the bar, of course.
Yes, again, back to the liquid refreshment.
I'm not sure who brought it up, but one of us brought it up about, man, let's start a funk band. The other one was like, yeah.
I was going to say, nobody's owning who said it because it's a moment of, I'm going to put this out there and they're either going to beat the crap out of me or it's going to be a good thing.
We were probably listening to like Red Hot Chili Peppers or.
That would make for a nice fit then. That'd be like, I'd like to make something like this.
Yeah.
Imagine if you guys had been listening to the Carpenters.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with the Carpenters.
Oh, see, I just outed him.
Never seen Tommy Boy?
We've only just begun.
Yeah.
So you guys, you said you come from other backgrounds. So you played, I'm guessing by the sound of it, heavier music. So when we say heavier, how heavy? Like death metal heavy?
No, more of like a Black Sabbath style.
And that's, one of my big influences was, as a bass player, Geezer Butler from Black Sabbath, so came from that kind of background, but, you know, being a bass player, I also really loved funk, and then moved down here and met these guys.
Yeah, Alex was having an epiphany the same time we were, but we hadn't met each other yet.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, because he was also in a heavy band, but then we put out an ad for a funk bass player.
Well, the corn got to him. So,
Yeah, that's what it was.
well, you guys have been making music for a while now. You've got an actual album under your belts. You've got a collection of songs on there. How about if we take a listen to one of those? Talking about giving into the funk and giving into the move. How about Slave to the Boogie?
The thing about that one is a few of the songs me and Charlie had written before we'd ever had met Alex. I'm pretty sure Slave to the Boogie was the first one that Alex brought to the table.
Yeah.
And that we all wrote together. But he'd had most of it already written, so it was the first one where it was all three of us had.
So this was a chance to see what the band as a whole was going to be able to pull off.
Yeah.
And it's Slave to the Boogie. It's Ghost Gypsy Caravan on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. It's the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. This week I have in studio with me Ghost Gypsy Caravan. They've traveled to talk to us. See, I made another traveling joke with the Caravan. That one was unintentional. But you guys have traveled to be here. Where are you originally from? Where's the band located at now? Let's rephrase that, because I believe I determined before we started talking, some of you are out-of-staters. So
Correct.
where is the band from?
I'd say we're Nashville-based, but, I mean, individual members live in different parts of Tennessee. Me and Mike live in Lebanon.
I'm from Bell Buckle.
Yeah.
He's making up names over here.
Yeah.
Is that a place?
That's a place.
Way out in the
And I just had somebody saying, hey, I've been there. Don't make fun of that place. It's the whole point of having little towns. But most people just simply say Nashville because it is, of course, easier than trying to explain how to get to.
Bell Buckle.
Yeah.
But you guys, you travel. You, of course, have traveled for the interview. You guys travel for shows, I'm sure, too.
Yeah.
Where all do you go?
Mainly the middle of Tennessee area.
Yeah.
No out-of-state shows yet.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Notice the word yet stays in there.
Yeah.
So you've been over around Knoxville Way and up around Nashville and played at a few places. Playing live, the passion, getting a chance to play these songs and share your funk with everyone. Is it a bit of a change? Because I believe we said earlier you guys came from a background that was more of the heavier type music. So getting up and going from, I won't say completely serious, but let's be honest here, some of the harder rock stuff does get a little bit serious. And going from that to the more lighthearted, has it changed your performance style rather on stage?
I'd say for me personally, it's equally as intense because I really, really enjoy playing the music and all the different rhythms that I get out of it. Really, satisfies me musically, probably more so than playing hard rock music did in the past, for sure.
I would just say that the feeling comes a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot more about the moment, what we're actually playing right then and there. And
I'll say for me, I mean, I always have that feeling no matter what style of music I'm playing, but playing live and playing the funk, you get a different energy from the crowd. That's what the biggest difference is. You know, you go to one of these hard rock shows and people are headbanging it, which is great, but for me, it's something about seeing people dance. Totally different, music high from that than the headbanging and the moshing and stuff.
Yeah, there is a bit of a difference between watching people move around to the music as opposed to just slamming into each other.
Yeah.
Now, I've done it.
We all have.
yeah.
I think we've all had that stage dive moment where we hope for goodness sake the crowd doesn't part. But at the same time, though, I get what you're saying. The vibe, the energy is just a little bit different when you go to those shows. So whenever you're going out to perform at places, is it just you, or do you hook up with other bands for shows, or?
Yeah, we definitely hook up with other bands for shows. One in particular that we really enjoyed playing with. I know the lead singer. He's actually does two separate bands, but his name's Todd Zilla, and he fronts the band Funk Hammer and also Jones World. But they are definitely a funky band that we definitely
Similar sounding.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you try to make sure you're on the bill with similar bands.
Yeah.
Every now and then we get on a bill with like some bands that are a little different, but there's just.
And we'll do bands where shows where it's just us, no other bands. Sometimes they're cover gigs.
Yeah.
We do both. We do ones where we're with other bands and ones where it's just us.
We are talking with Ghost Gypsy Caravan tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition, and we will continue our conversation here on Rock 93.7. Well, they may have Gypsy in the title, but their music certainly doesn't sound like it's something around the campfire. We have Ghost Gypsy Caravan in with us tonight on the 9 o'clock news local edition here on Rock 93.7. I think we established early on that you have a love for writing things that are just kind of fictional, maybe?
You thought, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I do. I do, yeah. Enjoy.
He's looking around like, I don't know who he's talking to. I didn't. No, we were talking earlier. You said that you enjoy writing things, and that's kind of where the concept for the name came from. It's something that fit together. So with that in mind, it wasn't anything as far as the musical sound of Gypsies that had anything to do with that.
No, I've been reading a lot of Stephen King lately, and I guess it just...
That'll do it. A little Bachman, a little
osmosis.
thinner goes a long way.
Yeah.
Thinner goes a long way. That was bad. If you don't know what that book is, take the time and read a good book today. He recommends Stephen King.
Yeah. And if you're talking thinner, it's not under the Stephen King name.
It's
one of his
under Bachman.
Yep.
Yes, the Bachman books. Literary references. This show really does have everything. Tonight we've got Ghost Gypsy Caravan, and we're getting to know more about their music. I'll have you guys go around and say hi again as far as who you are.
Hey, I'm Alex, bass player.
I'm Mike. I play drums.
Charlie South, lead vocals and guitar.
And again, he scaled back. I was waiting for him to say, and guy that washes the car. I think that's your job, right?
Yeah.
It's always the bass player's job.
That's always.
Well, we've had a good time this evening talking about how you got into the whole making funk music. You came from different backgrounds. Just wanted a change of pace. So having gone from writing or being in bands that were heavier sounding and getting into more, let's say, up-tempo, more happier sounding, has it been writing the music for this? Has it been a challenge?
For me, it really came natural, especially when we all three get in a room. We all definitely have a goal in mind or a sound in mind, what we want to go for every time we try to start writing. So it's never really been a struggle to try to get that sound out of us.
Yeah, and I always had a problem with playing like funkier bass lines in metal music. So, it kind of really did, come somewhat natural. And then on top of that, I've had like experience playing open mics as far as like Funk Night, and stuff like that. So definitely helped me break the bubble, so to say.
So your internal sound was already there anyway.
Yep. And then I met these awesome dudes and we just started jamming.
So you two kind of have it just pops in and you have to work out a little bit. But again, we come back to always wanted to make this sound. So that was the driving force that kind of got you guys making the music that you're making now. So how about if we listen to another one of your tracks and get them a little more familiar with your sound? We talked about Slave to the Boogie earlier. We've got another song.
Reason I Stay Here?
Reason I Stay Here.
No question mark at the end. Stay here.
I was just like, I didn't remember seeing a question, but...
I am Ron Burgundy.
I believe you failed to say, what is Reason I Stay Here? So, penalty points for you. Where does this song come from?
This was actually the first song that I think was not even an idea, and all three of us just kind of threw in on it. Nobody really brought it to the table. It just happened to be a creation of the jam room. Yeah. And then,
The Slave was the first one that Alex brought.
That I brought to the table.
But Reason was the first one that...
And the other ones you guys pretty well already had, so this was the first actual.
Yeah, Ghost Gypsy Caravan completely as a three. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, here is Ghost Gypsy Caravan, Reason I Stay Here, on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7. Bringing things to a close on Rock 93.7's 9 o'clock news local edition, as we've had a conversation with the Ghost Gypsy Caravan. I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Know you had to travel to get here, and we appreciate that. We want people to come travel and see you. So where do I need to send them to find you online?
You can check out our upcoming shows on ghostgypsycaravan.com and also our Facebook and Reverb Nation page. Anytime we get any new shows, it's always updated and letting everybody know and sending out invites and all that good stuff.
But they really want the CD now, so where do they get that?
iTunes.
iTunes is the place to go for that.
You can play it on Spotify.
Yeah, Spotify, Amazon. Pretty much anywhere you can download or listen and stream music, you can listen to us.
If you want to see some live stuff, you can always go to our YouTube page.
And also just throwing this out there, if anybody wants the free MP3 version, go to Reverb Nation, you can download every song for free. So we're offering that. But if you want to support us, go on iTunes and pay us some money.
We're all about supporting local music.
Definitely.
Seriously, though, starting point, Reverb Nation, good place to check them out.
Yeah.
You'll find links up to all the other social media sites and stuff. One out under the belt. What are we working on for the next one?
We probably got maybe like a good 10 songs, you'd say?
Probably about 10.
Yeah, we're honestly probably about ready to go in the studio and cut it and put it out.
Well,
we got some leftover ones and some new ones. I'd say probably about half and half. We have over 10, half or...
All right. Well, we're looking forward to hearing the new material.
Yes.
When you get it, you'll have to send it to us, and we'll pass it along.
Well,
Definitely.
Thank you guys for traveling and talking to us tonight. We've appreciated it. This has been the Ghost Gypsy Caravan on the 9 o'clock news local edition on Rock 93.7.